Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla, and I want to say thank you for stopping by to hang out with me in the yarn room for a little bit today. I hope you're all having a great day, and I hope you're not getting this nasty weather that's supposed to be coming through. Um, I think we're supposed to get a little bit of it today and maybe like heavier of it tomorrow, but it's supposed to be some severe weather. I hope you're not dealing with that, but if you are, stay safe and stay dry. That's my plan, stay dry. So, anyway, guys, yesterday in my video, I told you all that Sissy was having some issues, and my son Dakota was coming to get her to take her to the vet for me because Big Daddy just cannot take off work right now. And Dakota had the morning off and was going to go in the afternoon. So, anyway, what was going on with Sissy was she was having some clear liquid discharge from her backside, and she was just laying in the floor, just like crying, meowing, and just, and her little, and she was stretched all the way out, and her little feet were just quivering, and she just acted like she was in so much pain. And it was just breaking my heart. I mean, Sunday night, this started on Sunday. Sunday night, I could not even sleep. I was just getting up every few minutes and going in there and checking on her because it just really broke my heart that she was in pain. I couldn't stand it. So, made it through the night, and then Dakota came and got her Monday and took her to the vet. And I told him, to tell him what was going on. I told him everything that was going on. I told him to ask about why she's so small. She hasn't grown since we got her. And the cat that we got when we got her, which is not a sibling, but they're right around the same age, about a month apart. That cat has like doubled in size, and Sissy has not grown at all. And I also told him to get her nails clipped, which he forgot that part. But anyway, this is what's wrong with Sissy. She's in heat. I had no idea. I really just had no idea. But they said she's in heat. They did an ultrasound on her just to make sure nothing else was going on or anything because I really felt like she was in severe pain. She acted like she was in pain. I really thought she was. So I don't know, but she's in heat. There's nothing wrong with her. She's not really in pain. Maybe she has some discomfort. I don't know. But anyway, she's supposed to be getting spayed. When we adopted her from the Humane Society, she wasn't old enough to be spayed yet, and they're supposed to call me when they have that set up for her to be spayed, and we can take her and get her spayed. Um, but the vet told Dakota she might act like this for this week, she might act better next week, and then she might have another week of that. So I'm gonna let that pass. I'm gonna wait about 2 or 3 more weeks, and then I'm gonna call the Humane Society and say, like, hey, I think she's old enough to be spayed now. She's been in heat, so we can get that set up and get her spayed. But anyway, I'm very thankful that that's all that was wrong, that she's just in heat, but also a little embarrassed. I didn't know. Dakota said that, they were all laughing at the vet, just saying, oh, she's just in heat. And then, of course, Dakota immediately calls his father, Big Daddy, as soon as he leaves the vet to tell him there's nothing wrong with the cat, that she's just in heat. So I'm sure they had a good laugh on my expense. But anyway, that's okay. She's fine. She's actually been running around playing a lot this morning. Um, and then she has spells where she just lays around and meows and cries, and I don't know. So, yeah, I know. Yeah, I had days like that too. Okay, so anyway, guys, I wanted to update you guys on my Sophie's Universe blanket. So if you don't know, there is a book on Amazon. You can look it up, Sophie's Universe. This whole book is one pattern. It is a pattern for this blanket. And this book is kind of heavy, but the book is only about like $15 on Amazon. You can just put in the name, Sophie's Universe, and pull the book up. And, if you want to order it, there's also a YouTube channel called All in a Nutshell. I don't know anything about those videos because I have not watched them, but you can look that up if you're interested in a tutorial type thing. But anyway, the book it's full of photos. As you're reading the directions, you can look at the photos, and so the pictures have been very helpful for me. So for my blanket, I am using a 4-weight yarn, which is, I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. I went back and forth forever trying to decide what yarns I was going to use. The book has, I think, recommendations for some different yarns, but they're all very small yarns. There is a worsted weight number 4, there's a number 3, and a number 2 yarn. And so, yeah. And they're using a very small hook, like a 5mm or a 3.5 or a 4 or even a 2.5. So, yeah. So I'm using a 4-weight worsted yarn from Hobby Lobby, and I am using my 6mm, which is a J hook. I almost always use a J hook for blankets. Just because I like the drapiness that it gives it, and the blanket isn't, quite so stiff. That's just my preference. Anyone can use any size hook they want, but that's what I use. So here is my blanket. That is what it looks like so far. I'm at the point where it is starting to square up. Hold on a second, I feel like I'm gonna sneeze. It is at the point where it's starting to square up. The next row is green, and it starts making some leaves, and I did start working on that. Like, I was trying to do one of the corners and do the leaves, and then I was just like, no, I'm gonna do that another time. And I just pulled it out, which I only got like from the picot to like right here, and I was like, I wasn't sure if I was doing it just correctly, because I had other distractions. And when I work on this, I really need to focus on it, right? I don't need other people talking to me. I don't need distractions, and I need to feel well. When I'm so sick and just groggy and not feeling well, I don't need to work on this blanket, because this blanket takes some attention. Now, I will say that this might look a little intimidating, but it's really not. If you just take one row at a time and one stitch at a time. But you do need to pay attention to what you're doing. And like I said, when I'm not feeling well, feeling sick and such, and I can't just like focus, I mess up. There was a row, I don't know, this row right here, whatever row that was, I ripped that row out so many times, and it was a simple, simple row. It was a simple row. There shouldn't have been a reason for me to have to rip it out so many times, but I did, just because I didn't feel well. I shouldn't have been working on it. But I do love the colors. I love how it's turning out. I can't wait for it to square up a little more and, get this little dip out of it that's falling down there, and but I think it's beautiful. I think it's so beautiful. So I'm proud of this blanket. And yes, I do plan on entering this blanket in my local fair at the end of the year. Well, our fair comes late September, early October-ish. So I do plan to enter this into the fair when that rolls around. So, yeah. But anyway, I'm trying my best to work on this and get it done. Like I said, I'm not rushing it because I need to be focused when I'm working on it. But yeah, isn't it pretty? I just love it. I love the bright colors. I'm so glad I went with the I love this yarn from Hobby Lobby. No, I haven't had to go buy a second run of the colors yet or anything. I don't know. I don't know when that'll be. I have my bag of my yarns for this, and none of them is low yet. But whenever they start getting low, I will go and replace them, so that I can continue to work on the blanket. And if I had ordered them online, um, because okay, let me say this, because I'm using a 4-weight yarn. I'm using a 6mm hook, not a tiny hook like they did in the book. If you use what they're using in the book, it tells you how much yarn you're going to use and stuff, but I'm not going by that. I'm using a 6mm hook, so my yardage is not the same as the book. So I didn't know like how much yarn to get, so I'm just playing it by ear. If I had ordered it online, I would be ordering more of the yarn and having to wait 2+ weeks for it to come in. So I'm glad I went with Hobby Lobby, because whenever I finally get to the point where I need to make more yarn, I can just cross the river and grab some more of that color or whatever. So anyway, yeah. So that's what I've been working on throughout the weekend, was my Sophie's Universe blanket. And keep in mind, this is the blanket that my sons are supposed to fight to their death over. Um, they both say, "Oh, it's pretty," but they don't. Neither one of them acts like they would kill the other one for it. Just being silly. But anyway, guys, I do hope you all are having a great day. Like I said, I am really having some issues with my health the last few weeks actually, and I'm just struggling. I'm struggling. I'll be honest. I really am. But I'm trying to push forward and do what I need to do. Um, and not just for YouTube videos, just for my life in general. If I just gave up and stopped doing things that I love doing, um, I'd be miserable too. So I'm trying to push forward and do what I love and continue making videos. But if I skip a day or so, just know that I'm struggling. I'm having a hard time, but I'll be back. So don't forget about me. If I miss 2 days or a day or two, don't forget about me. I'll be back. But I do want to continue making videos, and I do want to carry on with my life because that's what I enjoy doing and it makes me happy. So I'm going to try my best. And that's it. I did notice that lots of people have joined in on the 100-day project, and I fell off the wagon like on day 2. I'm glad I didn't pick anything super complicated or hard. I was going to post photos on Instagram. I fell off the wagon. Yes, I did. I was just so sick and miserable that taking a photo was the last thing on my mind. And so, yeah, I missed several days there. But life happens. I'm human. I'm real life, okay? Sometimes you just can't. Sometimes you just can't. I don't know. You just can't function, and you just need to do what you need to do. And a lot of days, I feel like I am just dog pedaling, trying to stay above the yarn. really above the water. I feel like I'm just dog paddling, trying to hold my head up above the water before I drown. And so, just tending to myself and taking care of my basic needs can really be overwhelming. It's overwhelming for myself. It's overwhelming for Big Daddy, and I know it is. Um, so, yeah, just tending to that is enough. And adding in one more thing, like taking a photo, could throw me over the edge. Some days I do feel like that. Um, and that's okay. That's okay. I'm not in a race with anyone. I'm at my own pace. I'm just competing with myself, not anyone else. So if I, fall off the wagon and I'm not able to do what I say I want to do, I'm disappointed, but yeah, surviving is more important, right? Yeah. All right, guys. So I'm going to let you all get going. I have some things that I want to accomplish today, if possible. I really need to get a few things done. So I'm going to let you all get going so I can get on with my day and hopefully um, get some things done. But guys, I love you all and I appreciate you all so very much watching my videos and supporting me. And I will see you all again in the next video. Bye, friends. I have to use my little thing to hit the phone.